Media literacy is not just important, it's absolutely critical. It's going to make difference between whether kids is a tool of mass media or whether the mass media is a tool for kids to use. Belinda, everyone. Good day everyone, I am Gina Ray Valdez and today we're going to discuss the vital role of media in my everyday life. Every day we learn something new, sometimes knowledge, sometimes it's wisdom, and sometimes things that can make a difference in our lives, just like media. Growing up as a person, the media has a great contribution to how we think, our personalities, our beliefs, and as who we are today. Media is all over the world, and little we don't know that when we were young, up until now, media was our surroundings, and sometimes the things that we did made us visually literate individuals. And as I learned about media and media literacy, there were some stories that I want to go back into in order for me to consider how, at that time, I was utilizing or engaging with the various forms of media, and how those print media, broadcast media, and new media had contributed to my personal transformation. As far as I can remember when I was young, my mom always reminding us that she wanted us to learn to live life on our own. And the only thing that she would teach us was to be kind, respectful, and especially to read. So when I was young, my mom and I always had time for one-on-one tutorials on how to read my older brother's book, and also the Abang Ada. And so when I had already learned how to read, whenever I got to know a new word or phrases, I always wanted to voice it out to my mom. It's just funny that while she's washing her clothes, I'm going to sit beside her and blabber those new words that I learned. And also, I remember that every morning, my grandfather would go out and sit in front of their house with his newspaper and a cup of coffee. And as a child, I admire my lolo. So sometimes, I'd copy his move in action. So what I'm going to do whenever he goes outside is to go to my mom, request a chocolate drink, and after that, sit beside my lolo and borrow one page of the newspaper that he is reading. And the last thing that I really remember is my mom and dad laughing at us. It's just humbling to realize that when I was younger, I had no idea that by reading print media, I was being media literate. Next, I also have a story on how broadcast media has helped me transform as a person. So when I was 8 years old, my mom purchased our first television. And I was so happy at that time because I could watch Wonder Pets and I didn't need to go to our neighbors just to sit and watch. So every weekend, I got up early to watch Wonder Pets, and every weekdays during rainy season, my mom and my siblings sat in our courtyard, opened up our television, and watching Union Period, waiting for them to announce that the class was cancelled. And my siblings and I were celebrating whenever they announced the class suspension. And also I remember going to our province to visit my lola. And in that city, it's difficult to get a signal. There is no internet or even a television. So I wonder how my lola get news because I couldn't even see even a piece of newspaper. So I went to her and asked her what she did. She went to her cabinet and got something. And then when she faced me, she showed me a radio and told me that the radio was her source of information. And at the time, I realized that even in a place where there is no internet or signal, there was a radio that could help you as your source of information or news. And on that simple realization, I got to recognize that those examples of broadcast media helped me and also those people that are special to me. Among the stories that I told, we can see that the media has contributed a lot to our everyday lives and that's who we are as a person. But in our generation, there is a media that has impacted us a lot. It's the new media. Nowadays, people spend their time scrolling through their phones, utilizing technology. And I wanted to go back to the time that I first used the technology or the internet. As far as I can remember, that was when I was grade 6. My English teacher gave us an assignment. That was to find a story from Wikipedia and print it out and then submit it to him. And at that time, I didn't even know how to use a computer. And unfortunately, we didn't have a computer nor a printer. Luckily, at that time, my friend Lance gave me a suggestion that he would teach me how to use the computer. After class, we went to the nearest computer shop, and I only had 5 peso coin at that time. So we went to the owner to change my 5 peso coin into 1 peso. So I could drop it to the computer, so it would work. That's attracted me to click the Chrome icon, go to the search tab, and type story from Wikipedia when we were in the front of the computer, which I did. After that, he instructed me To open a new tab, launch Microsoft Word, return to the Wikipedia, copy the story, and paste it to the Microsoft Word. The story that I chose at the time was the Villain Match Boy, published by Jersey Readers. Lance told me to save it as a document after I paste it into the Microsoft Word. So when we go to the owner, he can see it and print it out. After I save it, we go to the owner and request to print it out my document. After that, I thank Lance for his help. It's just surreal every time I recall that scene because I was just a naive boy at the time who didn't even know how to use Google. But now, I can say that the media is all in me and it's also helped me grow as a person. It's just heartwarming for me to remember those stories of mine, realizing that the media had the greatest contribution to who am I today. It's just like blood running into my veins, circling around my body. And also from those little stories, I got to realize that since I was a kid, I have been media literate. And those things helped me transform as a person, from the knowledge of books, to the wisdom that I heard from radio and television, to the continuous learning that I get from social media. Those things help me and continue to help me to become the person that I wanted to be and to be better so that I could achieve my very best. And a gentle reminder that changing or transforming as a person is not a bad thing because transformation leads us to our very best. We just need to learn the value of limitations. And as a teenager, we are often in social media. And the best thing that we should keep in mind is to always think before you click. And I am Gian Raver Di Valdez, and I am proud to say that the media has helped me to become the person that I am today. Thank you.